So hello and welcome back to the new video of the JUnit tutorial series. So in this video we will be seeing assertion methods in JUnit and how to use the JUnit's built-in assertion methods to test your code. Okay, so let's first understand what are the assertion methods. So assertions are the utility methods to support asserting conditions in the test. So these methods are accessible through the assert class in JUnit 4 and the assertions class in JUnit 5. Okay, so we have two versions of the JUnit, JUnit 4 and JUnit 5. So for using, if you are using the JUnit 4, then you can use the assert class, and if you are using the JUnit 5, then you can use the assertions class. Okay, so you could have asked why to use the assertion class. Okay, why to use the assertion methods that we are getting from the JUnit. Okay, so first let's understand why we are writing the test cases. Okay, so we are writing the test cases to check whether our test cases that we are written are getting pass and fail. If it is getting failed, then we have to rectify the errors and we have to uh, check our code, and we have to debug our code. Okay, so the way we are doing is we are executing the code that we want to test. Okay, and then we are verifying the result is what you expect. Okay, so there are two variables. One is expected result and one is actual result. Okay, so if your actual result is equals to the expected result, then the test cases is passed. Okay, if the both are different, then your test cases would have failed. Okay, so there are many assertion methods that JUnit gives us. Okay, so these are the list of the all the assertion methods. Assert equals is there to check the equality. Okay, we'll see how we can implement this method each in our code. But first let understand uh, them theoretically. Okay, so at assert not equals to check the inequality, and assert array equals to check if the given two given arrays are equal or not. Okay, assert iterable equals to check if the two given iterables are equal or not. Iterables can be anything. Okay, array list or list of anything. Okay, assert not equal if object is not equal. Assert true, it checks whether the value is true, and assert false, it checks whether the value is false. Okay, and these are the three different all assert methods. Okay, so let's go ahead in our IntelliJ IDEA and create our new project to understand the assert methods that we are just seen. Okay, I will name my method as assert methods. Okay, I will name my project as assert methods, and I'm using the build system of Maven because it is easy to use and easy to understand, and all the dependencies are handled by Maven itself. I don't have to worry about the dependencies. I just need to go ahead over here and I have to add the dependencies tag for my JUnit. That's it I have to do, and rest of the thing will be handled by uh, this Maven. Okay, I just want to say JUnit. Okay, JUnit, and here also I am giving JUnit, and version should be latest one 4.3.0. Okay, and the scope should be test. Okay, as soon as I did this, I have added the dependency. I have to reload my Maven project just by clicking over here. My Maven project got reloaded. Okay, so for this, let me just go ahead and create a new Java class. Okay, I'm just gonna say I'm gonna create a new Java class, and I'm gonna name my class as calculator. Okay, and inside this class I'm gonna create one method which is public, and it is returning the integer, and I will call my method name as add, and it is accepting two parameters, integer a and integer b, and it is returning me the summation of those two numbers, two variables a and b. Okay, so this is my pretty simple calculator class which has one method add, and I have to test this add method inside my using the JUnit. Okay, and I have to implement all those assertion methods as well. Okay, so let me go ahead inside the test folder, and inside Java folder I'm just gonna create a new Java class, and I will call it as calculator specs. Okay, and over here let me just first what we'll be doing, we will check, or we will understand assert equals methods. Okay, so for that let me just go ahead and create a annotation as add test, and it as soon as I add this okay, why should it test, and after that what we can do is we can use another annotation as a display name. It is very useful when you have multiple methods to test. Then in that case you can see which one got okay. So I guess this display name is there inside the JUnit 5.8. So we have to use the JUnit 5. So just click on this add JUnit 5 to class path. The IntelliJ IDE will handle the rest of the thing and add the JUnit 5 dependency to your project. And then in that case we have to give one message, and we are giving message as assert equal test case. Okay, so this is assert equal test case. Okay, and now I just have to create those methods. Okay, so my method is public void, and let me call my name as assert equal test, assert equal test. Okay, so this is my assert equal test method, and inside this I'm gonna implement the assert equal method. Okay, so over here what I can do is I will use the assertions class, because as I have told you, if you are using the JUnit 5 you have assertions class, and if you are using the JUnit 4 you have assert class. So since we are using JUnit 5 we have to use the assertions class. Assertions dot, as soon as I write dot it will give me all the supported methods that are there inside the assertions class. Okay, so we are seeing assert equals, so we will write assert equals, and you can see I have to pass uh, the parameters as the expected and the actual output. So my expected output is 4, and my actual output I will get it from okay. So before that we need to some access this add method somehow inside the calculator specs method. Okay, so for that I'm just going to create the object of this calculator class, calculator calc. Let me call object name as calc, new calculator, and over here using this calc object I'm just gonna call that add method, and I will be passing 2 comma 2 as the input to this method, and that's it. That or you can see the expected output is 4, and the input that we are going to passing is 2 and 2 comma 2, and the call will be given to this method, and this method will return 2 plus 2, that is 4. And over here you can see the expected output is 4, and the output that is given by our method is also 4. Then in that case this test case should pass. Okay, so let me just go ahead and run this test case. Okay, yeah, you can see test case passed 1. Everything is green, so we can see that assert equal test uh, it is getting passed. Okay, so if you want to get see how the test case fail, just give the another output. So here you can see 6 plus 2 is 8 and the expected output is 4, and you are getting the output as 8. Then in that case this test case should get failed. Okay, so let me just run this. Okay. Okay, so here you can see the test case fails. The test case failed 1, and you can see expected is 4 but was 8. Okay, so the assert equal is expecting the output as 4 but it is getting the output as 8. Okay, so let me just revert back to what I did first. Okay, and now in that case there is one more method, there is one more parameter that you can pass to this assert equals method. But this method, parameter is only works if you are using the JUnit 5, right? So if you are using the JUnit 5, then you can, what you can do is you can use the Java 8 lambda expressions to give a message to this assert equal methods. Okay, so if I would say that uh, both are not equals. Okay, and let me just go ahead and call this. Okay, so you can see assert equal test is getting passed, but as soon as I give 6 over here, and I will again run this calculator specs, and you can see it is printing that both are not equals, expected 4 but was found 8. Okay, so this is the very good feature of the JUnit 5, that you can pass one lambda expression over here and you can send one message to this method, that whatever method that you want to print over here, but this method is only getting printed on the test cases failed message only when, if your test case is getting failed. Okay, so if your test case gets failed, then in that case this method, this message will pass on the console. Okay, printed on the console. Okay, so you can see our test cases is getting failed, and that's why we are getting the both are not equals, expected is 4 but was found 8. But if we give the correct or the input which passes our test cases, then in that case we should not see this both are equal, both are not equals. Okay, so you can see if you are, we are not getting any message over here. Okay, so this is a very good feature of this JUnit 5 that you can use. Okay, so there is one more method, that is assert not equals, which you can use assertion. Okay, assertions dot no assert not equals, and we can pass is 3. Let me pass it as 3, and I will call calc dot add 2 comma 2 2 comma 2. Okay, and let me just comment this out. Okay, so let's just run this. If we run this, you can see test cases is getting passed. What assert not equals will do is it will compare this parameter with the parameter that we are getting over here. The this method will return 4 over here and unexpected is 3. Okay, so if the result that we are getting from the method is 3, then in that case this test cases should fail. Okay, so let me give input such that I will give get the result as 3, and if I run this again, the test case should get failed. Okay, see, the test case is failed. Okay, so this is how assert not equals works. Okay, so let me just comment this out and just let me run this again, so everything is getting green ticked. Okay, so this is how we can use the assert equal test, and now we can now we will see one example of assert array equal test case. Okay, so just let me copy this out because I need this over here, and I will just name assert array equals test case. Okay, so this is array equals test case. So let me just call it as public void assert array equals, this is my method name, and over here inside this I will call my assertions dot assert array equals, so what it uh, takes input as to array. So let me just pass the to array over here itself, int 1 comma 2 comma 3, and I will pass another input as new integer array. We call it as 1 comma 2 comma 3. So what it will do is it will compare this one array with this another array, and if both the arrays are true, the test cases will be evaluated as true. Okay, so let's just go ahead and test this out. Okay, so here you can see we have assert equal test, which is passed because both are commented out, so it will get passed. And assert array equals method is also getting passed because both the array elements are the same. So if you want to see how it fails, let me just go ahead and jump all those integer values from this array. And if we go ahead and again we run this, and if we run this, you can see our one test cases is getting failed. You can see at index 1 expected is 2 but was 3, because at index here you can see here expected is 3 but it was 2. Our test case will get failed. Okay, so this is the assert array equals method that we have. Okay, so next we can see assert not null. Okay, assert not null. We will see assert not null one. Okay, so we'll just copy this out and just paste it over here. Assert not null test case, not null test case, assert not null test case. So we will write what we'll be doing is we will write public void assert not equal. This is the test case for the assert not equal that we are writing. Okay, and now inside this method let me give two strings, which is first one is null string, which value as null, and second string will be not null, which value is, let me call it as abc, which has some value. Okay, and now using the assertion start this method not null assert not null, this is the method, and I'm gonna pass the first I'm gonna pass the string that contains the null, that is this null string. I'm just pass that null string over here, and let me just only call this assert not equal method. Okay, so you can see it is failing because since this null string is holding the null value, and our method assert not null is checking whether this given string is not null. Since it is a string which is null, then our test cases will fail. And if we give any string that is not null, then in that case our test case should get passed. Yeah, you can see our test case is getting passed. Okay, so what one more method we will see. Okay, so true. Okay, we can see over here, we will just copy this out, and I'm just gonna paste this. Okay, so we're gonna test assert true test case. Okay, and over here I'm just gonna write public void assert true test case. Okay, and just go inside this, I'm gonna create one boolean variable, which is first one is true var true variable, which is holding the value as true, and second one is boolean false var, which is holding the value as false. Okay, and I'm gonna say assertions, oops sorry, assertions dot assert true, assert true, and I will pass the true var over here, and I'm just gonna check this assert true test. This our test cases gets getting passed because what assert true is checking that whatever you have passed over here should contain the value as true, because it is checking on the boolean conditions. Now if I replace it with false var, okay, and now my test case should get failed because the value that I have passed is false, and it is checking whether the value is true or not, and it should get, you can see, expected is true, but it is getting us false. Okay, so let me just replace it with true condition. Okay, similarly assert false is there, which will check whether the condition or the boolean conditions that you are giving to this assert false method is for returning as false or not. Okay, if it is returning false, the test cases will get evaluated as true, and if it is getting true, then the test cases will get failed. Okay, so these are some methods that assertion class will provide if you are using the JUnit 5, and assert class is provide if you are using JUnit 4. Okay, so these are very good methods that we can use to test our piece of code. So thank you guys all for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.